He's thinking about me. She's thinking about me. Oh, they're thinking about me. They think about me all day long, every day. They just keep thinking about me. They're thinking about me. It's so wonderful. They're thinking about me. Y'all know me. I don't like any of those phrases. I have had a week where I have gotten a lot of people popping in my head. And I text them. And they said, oh, I was thinking about you. And I said, that's great. What were you thinking? Because I was thinking about you. And they said, oh, nothing. I was just thinking about you. I actually talked to one person on the phone and they said, I've been thinking about you. And I said, well, what were you thinking? Oh, nothing. Just thinking about you. Were you wondering what I was doing? Were you wanting me to call you? No, I just was thinking about you. Somebody else messaged me. I'm having a busy day, but thinking about you. I messaged back. Well, that's great. What were you thinking? Still waiting on the reply. I've helped people get together with the love of their life, and I've coached people who have been manifesting somebody I know to be their partner. I have unintentionally helped on both sides. So I know what this person is thinking, and I know what this person is thinking, and I know the one I'm coaching is doing. And I'm thinking about you. They're thinking about me. She's thinking about me. He's thinking about me is the most wasted phrase in the specific person community, because it doesn't get you anything to just say, they're thinking about me. Instead, use empowering phrases. What do you want them to think? Let's see. I'm thinking that they're the love of my life. I'm the love of their life. That's a better thing to say. Oh my gosh, he's thinking about me and he's thinking that I'm the love of his life. I'm the love of his life. That's what he's thinking. I'm the love of his life. That's better because you're saying that he loves you or she loves you and you're the love of their life. But that's not a really good one either, because that just says they love you. That doesn't give you movement or dating or a relationship. It's why we tell you to go to the end. What do you truly want? If it's marriage, they're thinking about marrying me. They're praying to marry me. They're constantly thinking about marrying me. Marrying you is going to get movement. But we can amplify all of those. So stick around. But first, this is Susie, your beautiful Swan Queen. Welcome back to the garden, my beautiful duckling. Thank you for subscribing, smashing the like button, sharing my video. I love you. I am the best life coach with a 99.6% success rate in helping people get together with the love of their life. If you'd be interested in working with me one-on-one, upscaling your money, buying t-shirts from my daughter and her bestie, I have some paid subliminals, lots of different coaching packages. I'm also doing a messenger chat challenge for the next 30 days. It starts Monday, the 13th of March. And Monday is 30 days, no negative stories. If you're interested in joining, go to my website, check out my packages. It's $11 to join the 30-day no negative story challenge. So let's get back to this. He's thinking about me. And guys, if you are manifesting a woman, just put her name in there. If you are a guy manifesting a guy, that's fine. Girl manifesting a girl, guys, just use their names. I use he and she, so I'm not unintentionally creating something I don't want in these examples. And because I like guys, I use he more than she. No disrespect here meant to anybody. Just giving you a heads up. So let's get into this. He's thinking about me. He's thinking about marrying me. He's so excited to marry me. He's thinking about it and he's so excited to marry me. Like, he just gets so excited thinking about marrying me. It makes him feel so good, so amazing. You gotta elaborate. Feeling good and sending good words to your person goes under the radar. It literally goes under the radar. Here's the radar, your person. It goes under the radar. And it hits them like Cupid's arrow. And in order to do that, you've got to send good things. Thinking about you is driving people nuts. It is driving me nuts this week that people are thinking about me with nothing. Just Susie popping into their head. My clients think about me a lot. And sometimes I get clients that get angry and they are walking around yelling at me because they're not getting what they want. And I had this coaching client on the phone. It was a good thing it's a client who really understands what we do. And she said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I feel like somebody's doing this to the side of my head." There was somebody walking around upset, doing this and yelling at me. They were angry. And this isn't the first time this has happened. It is the first time on a call. And this person was like, "You have the best success rate. Why am I not getting what I want? You have the best. I'm not getting what I want." Why are they not getting what they want? Because they're giving the reason I'm not getting what I want. So I'm manifesting my specific person, this job, this money, this house, this car, and you're yelling at me going, "Susie, I don't understand. You have such a great success rate. Why am I not getting it?" Because you said, "Why am I not getting it?" I hear these things. So when you say thinking about me, thinking about me, thinking about me, it's annoying. And there are two types of people in this world. There are the type of people who have no thoughts. And there are the type of people who have a lot of thoughts. And if you have a lot of thoughts, there's two types, positive and negative, but the positive and the negative can be the same way. They run a dialogue. "Oh, we're driving by this store. We're driving by that store. I remember when it was this store. I remember when it was that store." So it can be a positive. "Oh, I didn't like shopping in that store. I'm glad it's now a new store." And then you have the one that makes up stories. "Oh my gosh, they left the coffee on the table. I bought it for them. They didn't even finish drinking it and they left. Like, that was a waste of money. Do they not respect me? Like, they wanted free coffee and I got them free coffee, but then they didn't drink the free coffee. What the?" And that's the other type of running a lot of thoughts in your head. So they tell you 60 to 120 thoughts now. Could you imagine not having those thoughts? Because I don't have those. I have the thoughts, "I'm thirsty. Gotta go to the bathroom." I don't get hungry. So when I get hungry, it's a big thing. So it's like I go into the kitchen and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't even really want anything in here because I'm not hungry." I just look at the clock. Like, "Oh, it's 9:30. I should eat breakfast. I'm not hungry." But I looked at the clock to see what time it was. So my thought was, what time is it? Not breakfast, not lunch, not dinner, not I have a call in 5 minutes. It was, what time is it? "Oh, we got to go to the bathroom again." And then nothing. I can literally sit through a 2.5-hour movie with zero thoughts. So in order to manifest, I have to consciously make an effort to say my phrases, questions, and statements. I also have to make sure that they are empowering for myself and the person I'm sending them to that is receiving those messages. If you have a lot of thoughts, your thoughts are running back and forth. So they're positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. But if your brain is negative, stop beating yourself up. Right now, this very minute, you are no longer allowed to beat yourself up because your mind is designed to be negative. Its job is to protect you. So if it's protecting you, it's going to be negative. "Oh my gosh, don't drink that coffee. It's got caffeine in it. They say caffeine's bad for you. Oh my gosh, that's Starbucks. How many calories is in there? Oh, you drink those coffees. That's why you're poor." Those negative thoughts that run in your head. And that's the same thing with your specific person, and they're thinking about you. So now, I'm thinking about you. 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 Does that make you feel good to hear that somebody's thinking about you? If it did, you'd say, wow, that's great. I'm glad they're thinking about me. That's awesome. If it doesn't, you're going to go, well, what are they thinking? What are they thinking about? What are they thinking about me? Like, what are they thinking about me? Well, why do they think about me then if they're not thinking anything other than my name? Anytime you want to manifest something in your life, there are steps we have to go through. And first step is clarity. What do you want? What do you want? Do you want to just date this person? Do you want to be engaged to this person? Do you want to be living with this person? Do you want to be married to this person? Do you want a proper marriage, an old-fashioned marriage? Do you want a British, what they call an English marriage, like a proper British marriage? Because in a proper British marriage, from what us Americans, or at least in my world, there are two people who are married, but they're seeing other people. They're sleeping in separate bedrooms. Even though they first got together, they were a couple. As time went on, they had children, and then they no longer wanted to be a couple, but instead of getting divorced, they live on opposite ends of the house, and they do their own things. Like, what kind of marriage do you want? In the States, we call that an open relationship. What do you want? You gotta be clear. So you want to be, in this example, we're using marriage because it's the easiest thing to say. I want to be married. Who do you want to be married to? Say their name. If you cannot say their name, then you are afraid to be married to them, and we have to work on your fear. So you want to be married to this person. What kind of marriage do you want? Most people are not happy, and what's happening is, even though you're saying happily married, you're defining the hot and cold, the ghosting where they die and come back to life, and then they die, and then they come back to life, as being happy in your relationship. Happy is accepting your relationship for what it is and not idealizing it for something else. So if you are trying to recreate, you're idealizing it for something else, and that's why you're unhappy. So we have marriage, we have the person, now we enter that feeling. So we're changing happy to fun and romantic, because I like fun and I love romance. And my ex-husband didn't give me romance. So my new husband would be required to put romance on my table. I want the candlelights. I want the picnics. I want the walks on the beach, the waterfalls. I want to explore with them. Like, the spaghetti with the meatball on top and it rolls off onto the floor. I even love that when they do it with animals. What was it? Lady and the Tramp. They ate the spaghetti together and kissed. I want that. So I want fun, which makes me laugh, and, big word there, and romance. Not all romance is fun. Not all fun is romantic. So I separate them, fun and romantic. So I have two things. And then I'm going to start sending to this person little things. Like, thank you for being such a wonderful, wonderful husband. Thank you for being such a wonderful husband. Thank you for our amazing relationship. Thank you that our relationship is fun and romantic. Because I'm giving thanks for a future I am creating before I have that future. So I'm using a simple technique of gratitude. So I'm creating a thank you phrase. Thank you. It's like amazing to be in this relationship with you. And I'm going to put their name in there. So we're going to use Jason Momoa. So I would say, thank you, Jason Momoa, for being the most incredibly wonderful man, for adding so much fun and romance to my life. Life with you is always, always a blessing. Life with you just keeps getting better and better. I'm not saying just one phrase in this case. Now, I can't say one phrase. I can get it down to one phrase. Thank you for being my wonderful, fun, and romantic husband. So I would say, thank you, Jason, for being my wonderful and fun, romantic husband. My wonderful, fun, romantic husband. One phrase. That's all I would have to say. And when I embody that entire phrase, what happens next is the universe, my beautiful ducklings, all 8 billion of you, start working and moving around so that we bump into each other. And then when we bump into each other, it's like, hey, and we have a conversation. And then we have another conversation and another conversation. We just don't go, hey, get married and ride off into the sunset. It is possible, but not probable. So it's going to take months of back and forth chatting, getting to know each other, going out on dates, and then getting engaged and getting married. Because you can't get married unless somebody asks, right? Somebody has to ask somebody to marry you. So I literally could be from date 1, when are we getting married? Conversation number 1, why are you going to marry me? Why are we getting married? Yes, Susie's bold and she would do that. Susie's also realized that if you're bold, be bold all the time in all situations, because bold is walking around saying what you are creating. A friend of mine told me this. She was walking around and people are saying, why are you saying stuff like that? She said, because I'm going to do this. This is going to become my life. I'm going to keep talking about it and it's going to show up. And that's what we do. If somebody comes up to you and says, hey, how are things with you and Jason going? When I have something to share, I'll let you know. Thank you for asking. How are you today? So you say, when you have something to share, thank them for asking, and then change the subject. It's that simple. If they ask again, then you can be a little bit more sarcastic. Again, thank you for asking. When I have anything to share, you'll be the first to know. What are you up to today? And if they ask a third time, you go, I don't have anything to share about this relationship with you at this time, but when I do, I'll let you know. Now we're changing the subject. And if that doesn't work, then you flat out say, I'm no longer discussing this with you until I'm ready to tell you what's going on. This topic is off the table for conversation. So you be nice, then you be a little sarcastic, then you be flat, and then you just literally, I'm done talking about this with you. If you're going to talk to somebody and they don't agree with what you're doing, don't talk to them about it. Literally tell them, I don't want to talk to you about this. I don't like your opinion. I don't want to be blah, blah, blah. We're not doing this. And if this is the only thing you want to talk about, then we have nothing to talk about. Have a nice day and walk away. I had so many people in my life when I was going through the divorce, and it was not a nice divorce. And it took over 2 years to get this divorce final. I got the divorce, and then the divorce was thrown out, and then it took years to finish. And when it finally finished, I had somebody that was helping me with another situation that had to pertain to my ex-husband. He said, stop talking about it to people because they only want your information to make them feel better because your life is worse than theirs. So when somebody would then start saying, what's the drama? I wouldn't answer. I'd say, I don't know, I haven't looked at my phone today. Seriously, yeah, I don't even want to deal with him today, so I haven't looked at my phone. If he's text, I'll deal with it tonight. I don't care. When I stopped talking about it, then people felt, oh, well, her life is getting better. I had a situation come up where I resolved the situation, and instead of one of my dear friends being happy for me, she was like, well, how do we do this, 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 and this? And I'm like, I don't know. If my problem is bigger than hers, I realized she felt better. So if you have somebody in your life and you're thinking about this person and they're constantly asking you, tell them you're no longer talking about it. Tell them you don't, when you have something to share, walk away. Because all you're doing is putting yourself in a negative story. And if you lie, then this is what happens. Oh my God, I lied to him. What if my person finds out? What if my boss finds out? Then you have a whole new set of to get rid of. We don't have blocks and beliefs that are the problem. When we are in that new story, 100% in that new story, that we are married to this person, we have this bank account, we have this house, this apartment, this car, these friends, these holidays, when we are fully in this story, we get new beliefs, we get new thoughts, we talk differently, we walk differently, and we react differently. literally react differently. Once you embody, you will react differently. So when somebody comes up to you, you will politely just say, thank you for asking. When I have something to share, I'll let you know. How are you today? And if they say, really? Yeah, really. So tell me, how are you today? How's life? Let's go talk about our job and see how we can make our job better. You're going to find more positive things to talk about. We're stuck on a hamster wheel of, he's thinking about me, she's thinking about me. And that's not really empowering your relationship. So when you shorten it, so 3 words, thank you, and their name. But you got to use their whole name, so it could be 5. Thank you, Jason, Joseph Jason, I can't say his Momoa. That's 6 words to say his full name. I have to learn how to say his Hawaiian name. That's 6 words I am using. Then I describe a relationship, fun and romantic, marriage. I'm at 10 words. If you cannot say 10 words all day long, why are you even manifesting this person, this job? If you start saying these 10 words and then you go, oh, but you're undoing it. I'm lying, you're undoing it. Manifesting is telling a lie until it becomes true. So you're over here saying, I'm married, I'm married, I'm married, I'm married, I'm married. Eventually you're going to be beyond blessed and married. You're going to be a couple like my swans. That is the swan rocking horse with another swan sitting on its back. Chance loves that thing. Ophelia loved that thing when I bought it. It's a marriage. They married the 2 swans together. You got to keep persisting. You got to talk about why this is good. And if you cannot talk to people about it, don't. Turn the music up in your car so people can't hear you and sit there and say to yourself as you're enjoying that music, yes, I am happily married to this person. I have a fun and romantic marriage to this person. Yes, I have a fun and romantic marriage too, with however you want to phrase it. Some people like the word to, some people like with. So yes, I have a fun and romantic marriage with Jason Momoa. It's simple. And the simpler you make it, the easier it is to stay on the path. But this is what happens. You overdo it. You start talking. You start doing your phrases. You do 10,000 of them the first day. The next morning you get up, your brain is exhausted. It doesn't want to do the work. So you're like, oh, I'll affirm later. And then you do some more. And you're like, yeah, I don't feel like affirming right now either. Oh, I'm tired. I don't want to affirm. And then the 3rd day you get up and you're like, I should affirm. Okay, I'll affirm. So you go back to that hardcore. I'm going to do 10,000 a day. You get a clicker to make sure you're getting them in. You are mentally exhausting your brain. And your brain doesn't want to do it because it's exhausted. So you start out 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, 5 minutes in the evening, and you let it go. The next day, you do 5 minutes. You do this for 7 days. And then after 7 days, you add another 5 minutes. So now you're doing 10 minutes 3 times a day. So you're at 30 minutes of affirming. If you have a noisy mind, you may have to affirm more than 3 times a day. Personally, with a quiet mind, 3 times a day works for me. I literally can set an alarm and it'll go off and I'm like, okay, it's time to do my affirming. And I do my affirming. I sometimes will do just affirming on bathroom breaks. So I'm working, I go to the bathroom, and because I'm home and I work from home, I can easily walk to my bathroom to go affirm. And I do the whole time I'm going, and I come back and I go back to work and I forget about it. And then I go in the kitchen to get something to drink. I can do the same thing. I can affirm when I go into the kitchen because that's only a few minutes. My brain's not getting overtired. And then I can do 3 times a day with a marriage. I can do 3 times a day with money. I can do 3 times a day with something else. Because trust me, I go in the kitchen more than 3 times a day. I go into my bathroom more than 3 times a day. I eat something, I go back in the bathroom to brush my teeth, get food out of there. I go to the ladies' room. I come back out. I'm cold. I go to my bedroom. I get a sweater. I go back in there, put the sweater away because I'm hot. I am vacuuming my floor. I get in the car. Chance falls asleep and I'm going to pick up Ophelia from school for my daughter. I can do it then. There are ways you can do it without exerting and overwhelming your brain. So make your phrases simple. Set up a routine. If you have a noisy mind and your mind is running, oh, he's ghosting me. Susie thinks he died. Now we got to bring him back to life. Be like, I'm sorry I said you were ghosting me. Thank you for messaging me. Thank you for always showing me that I am a priority. Thank you for making me feel loved. Thank you for showing up in my life as my wonderfully incredible, romantic, and fun husband. Things like that. So when you have a noisy mind, you affirm differently than what I do with the quiet mind. My quiet mind has no voice, so I must say it out loud. Because if I just say it in my head, I wouldn't hear anything. And if your ears don't hear it, it's not going to change. Because your ears hear it, it hits your subconscious takes your, let me redo this. Your ears hear it, it goes to your consciousness, your frontal cortex. From your frontal cortex, it gets absorbed into your subconscious, but it is a memory. So if you keep saying, thank you that I'm happily married to this person, thank you that I have a fun and romantic marriage with this person, what's going to happen is your subconscious is getting a memory. You are creating a memory and giving thanks for that memory you are creating. And because you are creating it, the one consciousness hears it, and now you get to bring it all in because my beautiful ducklings work to help you get whatever you want. It's easy to manifest that way. If you want to do why questions, why can you give thanks for a marriage you are creating? Why can you give thanks for a marriage you are creating? Come up with reasons why you can give thanks. And then use those reasons as your beyond blessed answer so that you can create that dream marriage, that dream bank account, the car, the house, the job, the career, whatever it is that you want. Thank you goes a long way. When you're in doubt, you go to the why questions. Why can't I give thanks for this situation right now? If you need to flip something, why can't I flip this situation right now? What is this situation trying to teach me? What am I repeating that I need to change this? Hamster wheels that we get stuck on. Why can't I get off the hamster wheel and create my dream life? When you start using empowering phrases, questions, and statements, and keep telling the beautiful ducklings out there why you are getting this, they have no choice but to deliver. Because it goes under the radar, comes back around, and hits them in the heart with Cupid's arrow. And the more Cupid's arrows you give to them that feel good, Cupid's arrows don't go through the wall. They don't. They go under the wall. So you have that wall up. It's going to go under the wall. It's going to come around, and it's going to hit your person. Because you're going to keep looping it, and you're going to keep looping it, and you're going to loop it. Every time you say something, you think of it as an arrow that is being aimed at the love of your life. Do you want to send them arrows with negative, bad thoughts, bad feelings? Or do you want to send them arrows filled with joy, love, peace, harmony, bliss, fun, romantic? Because the more they get hit with those things, the faster they're going to show up. Find your empowering phrases. Find your empowering questions. Find your empowering statements, because those are what's going to get you your dream. If you're stuck finding those, reach out and we can do a coaching, and I can help you find those statements that bring you peace, that gets you your happily ever after. My job is to make you the best version of you that you feel you need to be. So I dial into your happy meter and I turn it all the way up so that you truly get to experience that amazing life you want. And as a side effect, you get everything you want. The specific person, the job, the car, the house, the kids, the vacations, whatever it is that you truly desire. You have an absolutely wonderful day, my beautiful ducklings. You know, if you got this far in the video, I am so excited because Jason made that post. His friend got the donor. His friend Travis found a donor, and he's been cured of his cancer. You know, put it in the comments. Let me know how I am drastically changing your life for the better. I want that in the comments as well. Because the more I change your life for the better, the more you talk about it, the better your life will get. Have an amazing day. And again, I love you. Now we get to see if the clicker doesn't work. Manifesting is simple. The more you simplify it, the more you find empowering phrases, the better your life is going to be. I love you. Have an amazing day. Really? Really?